Hello everybody, it is the 20th of May, which is a Tuesday, and it is definitely not the next day. I finally am doing a video on time today. Woo! It only took at least one sleepless night and taking a nap in the middle of the day, and also it looks like we had someone come over and helped get our house clean. Yes, we didn't do it ourselves. I'm ashamed of that, absolutely. 100% ashamed of it. But when life gives you lemons, it usually doesn't just give you it. It usually grabs you and sticks the lemon and squeezes it into your eye. That's probably a more accurate representation. Anyway, I'm still definitely on edge from working on those videos. Which is going to just take some time, and I definitely want to work more on my relationship with God. With that being said, I thought about it and I decided to talk specifically today about a concept I have, which is called, or which I like to lovingly call, the obvious villain gets away with the most crimes. Simply put, when somebody is seen as evil, when they get caught, it's easier to dismiss it. It's not as big of a deal. Opposed to if they come off as seeming like a good-hearted person. The good-hearted person, it destroys their career, destroys everything about them. And being secretive can help a little bit. But it really does the same thing. It completely destroys you. But you look at corporations, and it's not just corporations, it's everywhere. When you already know somebody is evil and they do something bad, you're like, oh, of course, they're evil. Not only does that mean that we let them get away with it and give them more of a slap on the wrist than a punishment of somebody who we expected to be good. I forgot what I was going to say after that. Give me a second. Oh, it also makes them, it makes the victim the person at fault. Because, oh, you're the one that dealt with the bad company. You should have known better. And like I said, this works with people as well as corporations and countries and all kinds of stuff. Anything like that. The perception of it being evil means that it will get away with it more often, and that we'll point the finger not at them, but at the victims. There was something else I wanted to say. Give me a second. When I hum, it doesn't actually help me think. So I've contemplated long and hard about what can I do in terms of my relationship with God and getting closer to God. And it's a very difficult situation, especially because there isn't an easy solution. There isn't. Sometimes, like, taking the time and just thinking about those stories that I've heard over and over and over again. And I go through and I think about it and I try to find something new, unique. And at the same time, even that doesn't feel quite right. How is that different from watching something that's non-Christian and just looking to see if there's something new or unique. Unless it's specifically about God himself, it doesn't feel like I'm using it as a way to get closer to God. It's just God adjacent. It puts me in a pickle. Because there's a part of me that says that we have to have an obsession with God. And you get that from some preachers as well as speakers, ministers, or whatever. That they create this attitude of every moment of every day you should be thinking about God and God, 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 God. And even people's interpretations of heaven are saturated with this overfilling concept of God. And don't like take me wrong. God is huge and important. I mean, he's God. But I think there's a big difference between... It's like this. Let's say the Super Bowl is coming up. Do you instead make a party, a God party, where you just do God stuff, right? Or do you invite God to your Super Bowl party? You see the difference there? There's a lot of things in our lives that God wants to be a part of, rather than us excluding him from it. Or more accurately, excluding ourselves from it. I don't think that God gets annoyed at the fact that we aren't constantly thinking of him. I understand ignoring God, that's a problem. But the idea that God wants to be there with you as a part of your life, not your entirety of your life, but a part of your life. It's like the difference between somebody helping you and just doing it for you. Being a part, having a hand in, that's what God wants. So how do we get there? Instead of, how do we get to the point where God is hand in hand with us? Not that we chop our hands off and expect God to be our hands. Anyway, that's probably enough for today. I cracked my neck. I'm not sure if that was heard. Do my little dance. The video is almost over. Here's my little dance and my little song. And I'm just doing this because I don't know what else to do. This seems to work for me, and maybe I'll get better, and I'll sing, and I'll dance, and pray someday. You know what? 2 left feet is pretty bad, but I'm pretty sure 2 right feet is pretty bad too.